continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up, we'll drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. There's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday.
Hey, man, this is your fault.
Come on. Tomorrow is Armed Forces Day. We celebrate on a Bad Choice Friday with the Village People. Chance in hell of winning. I want the Village People.
Oh, I hope they win too, yeah.
Still pretty tight.
Village People in the Navy taking on Kenny Loggins on a Bad Choice Friday. Zone Kenny Loggins in the danger zone. Vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. Also, if you're checking out the show on YouTube, KISW Rock, please subscribe when you get there. There's a poll up there as well.
I noticed that.
You can vote now in two places. Man, we are really...
Did you vote?
I did.
I did.
And I
you
voted
go.
for in the Navy, not going to lie.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what? It's my buddy Todd's birthday. He was in the Navy.
Was it?
Maybe I'll vote for in the Navy today.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look,
I know you like Kenny Loggins.
I love Kenny Loggins. I love Danger Zone, but it doesn't... It's not sunny enough.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. As far as things that people have done non-sexually that are naked, a few of the responses. Someone said they played a dancing game on Xbox Connect Nude because they were home alone. It was a hot summer day, and why not? But they were horrified when the game showed them a hyperlapse of them dancing naked. And asked if they wanted to save the recording. They freaked out and turned it off immediately. Another person said, I painted a room naked. I just didn't want to mess up my clothes.
Well, that'll do it.
Apparently, scuba diving, it's a tradition that you do your 100th dive nude.
Did not know that.
In the scuba community.
Then again, I don't scuba dive. So
Well, hopefully you're not doing it in the sound. You know, hopefully you've gone someplace warm to do your 100th dive.
I think if I'm doing my 100th dive, like I'm booking a flight to somewhere warm.
exactly.
So what's some fish biting it?
You know, that was my first thought, man.
Yeah,
Honestly.
But typically that only happens in the Amazon.
You're right, and they could bite your fingers. I don't know. I just think a penis hanging there in the water would look more like something they would eat.
Like a weedless frog or something like that.
Yeah.
Or anything? Like
They don't
Trapper
know.
Stop?
Yeah, I don't. It just I would be more worried about that.
A rattler? Walking outside in the rain. Here's another. Tubing in Colorado. My bikini bottoms and tube got whipped away in a rapid. Luckily, a nice lady grabbed me and put me on her tube, and we found both my bottoms and tube downstream. Another person says, ran naked around my backyard during a hailstorm. Did it for $10, naked. Riding a horse. I don't know if that was saddled or bareback. Swimming in the Everglades until I saw an alligator and got the hell out of there.
That is not a body of water I'd swim in.
Let's see. Ran through a really old graveyard on Halloween night, completely naked. And another just says, hey, walking off into the woods. If you get far enough out, like we were in a national park and wandering around for a couple days before finding civilization again, there's nothing wrong with being naked out there.
Yeah, all the animals.
So our question, what have you done naked or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Positive.
Hello, Todd. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Doing well, man. Friday.
Yes, it is. Hey, mine's involved around water, too. It was, unfortunately, kneeboarding.
Kneeboarding.
You were kneeboarding naked?
Yeah, I did not intend to start. I did not intend to do that, but I ended up that way.
All right, what happened?
We were out in the Sound, downtown Olympia, middle of summer. We're skiing and stuff. Well, I got this new knee board, and I don't know if you're familiar with them, but some of them have one fin on the bottom, two or three. The ones with single fins are just real squirrely. That's my new one I got. So I got out on the water, and it took me 3 or 4 times to get up on it. And once I finally got up on it, before I strapped myself in, I realized in the process I had lost my swim trunks.
You did not realize you'd lost them before you got on it?
No, I mean, they're towing you through the water, and you kind of got to pull your knees up onto the board, then strap them in. So it was at that point I realized I lost my shorts, and I was just like, you know what? It took me this long. I'm just going to go with it. So I strapped my legs in and stood up, and I was zipping around. And it took the guys in the boat, the people in the boat, a while to realize, and they're laughing. And that's when they thought it'd be kind of funny to go close to crowded beaches or docks full of people. And yeah, that was quite the experience.
Do people cheer for you when you're going by, or do they look disgusted?
Some of them were giving the thumbs up. Some were laughing. It got worse though because I finally got done, let go, and they come and pick me up. Well, that's what I wore out for the day was my swim trunks. I had nothing to wear home.
So,
point,
where are they?
They're out floating around in Puget Sound. We couldn't find them.
So what do you do at that point, right? Because now you're back on the boat. They're going to bring you back ashore, but you're still buck-ass naked. So how do you just put your hands over your stuff?
Well, we had towels, so I just sat in the seat. It was my boat, my truck, but I had towels on board. But at some point, nobody knew how to back down the trailer, so I had to go get my truck and back it down the launch and load the boat. And it was kind of funny. Well, I can laugh about it now, but I can't remember what they're called. But like back in the 90s, they had like the two-piece swimsuits for the women, but then they had like a little mini skirt thing that would cover the bottom piece. Yeah, that's the only thing they could find to fit me. So I had to wear that home up to the truck. And yeah, somewhere there's pictures floating around. But
I think you drove a truck home wearing the women's bottom basically. With the little skirt?
It was the bottom. No, they had the bottom, but like her thing, you just took the skirt thing off, and then she still had on a two-piece. But the skirt thing was the only. It was.
You wore like a sarong.
It was a little.
Yeah, bro, I think I'd have just wrapped myself in a towel.
Yeah, I just went in the poo at home.
Or gone naked. One of the two.
Top of the Taco Bell drive-thru. What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
I think important lesson here, whether it's Miles hiking and skinny dipping or that guy, like, just bring an extra pair of shorts.
Just in case.
Or if you think you might get water, like, I don't travel anywhere without my bathing suit, because I love getting in water.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I was on a trip to Alaska, I'd still take my bathing suit.
Just because there might be an indoor pool at the hotel.
Right, there might be an opportunity to swim.
All right.
Sound like a psycho, but yeah. And then if I'm going out to spend all day, say, on a lake house, like, I'm still bringing a pair of mesh shorts just in case.
Yep,
absolutely.
What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Linda. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, I'm glad we picked a topic for you.
Yeah. So my husband, he worked on the fishing boats out in Alaska up there, and his first trip up, he wasn't feeling good when he went and got on the boat, and about 2 days into it, they gave him a handful of pills and put a Dramamine patch behind his ear. And then he started hallucinating, which evidently is a side effect from Dramamine. I guess you could get some side effects like that from it. So he walked out with his sea bag in his hand on the deck, stark-ass naked, didn't know anybody on the boat, first time he'd ever been out on the boat, and had his leg over the side of the boat. He was going to go save people. And then he said, they're like, what the hell are you doing? You know, and they pulled him back, and he said, I was going to save all these people. I guess right before that, he walked out there, and he said that I was coming to pick him up on a helicopter.
How long
to pick him up.
How long does that last? The hallucinations from the Dramamine?
He said it lasted about a week. They had him on the watch.
See, I've taken the pill, but I've never taken a patch.
Wow.
Well, he's super sensitive to medications. I mean, shoot, my mom gave him Vicodin one time because his neck hurt, and he was out talking to the tree in the front yard.
Awesome. sounds like you got a winner there.
He's like, oh, it was just a Vicodin. I'm like, oh, really? Because he's hallucinating.
I take 4. Wow. With a bottle of wine.
Yeah, so his name's Kurt, so they put him on a watch, called it Dirt Watch. When he finally came out of it, you know, they stripped his whole bunk, everything. They're like, what are you on? Couldn't find anything, you know. It was whatever they gave him.
Damn.
Wow. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, can't be warm there. What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dylan. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So this starts when I'm in elementary school, like maybe 10 or 11. So we're all sitting down in class, and you hear a scream down the hallway. And lo and behold, one of the special needs kids starts running through the hallways naked and screaming while having one of the teachers chase him.
Why was this happening?
There, like, we're like, what the F is happening, dude? And our teacher's like, no, you guys stay down. Nobody listened. We all like about 3 or 4 classes in that hallway all start lining up against the wall to see what's happening. And we're just hearing the screams in the next hall over because he's just running through the whole school. And this is a smaller school, too, with a lot of kids. So it's all echoing throughout the entire school.
Did you?
What led up to this? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea, but it did originate from around where the bathrooms were. So I'm going to assume it has something to do with that.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good look for a teacher, chasing a naked student down the hall.
I mean, school typically sucks at that age. It might also make it somewhat entertaining. What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tom. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
So it's Lake Whatcom, mid-90s. I was in my mid-20s. Long day of drinking beer, shots. And we decided after sunset to go swimming. And through a series of dares and bets, that became skinny dipping. And then the bets continued. And that's where the bad choice came in of doing the rope swing. And, rope swing naked was a bad choice. And
what made it a bad choice?
It was a slapper. It was a slapper. It hurt in my 20s. Now it would probably kill me.
Was it hitting the water as much or just the rope?
No, the rope was fine. It was like a T-handle we hang on to and swing out. So the rope wasn't involved. It was just the I didn't really think it through, so I didn't prepare my entry. And like I said, it was a slapper that only happens when you're skinny dipping.
How did you go in? Like, were you trying to belly flop? Like, what position were you in when you hit the water?
The worst possible one, like feet first, but, you come off a rope swing, your legs are kind of kicking in the air, so it was just full access.
Yeah.
You ever heard yourself scream underwater?
I don't know if I have.
I have once, but only because I was angry, but not in pain. It's a different kind of scream.
You just went under there to scream, get it out?
Yeah, I was at a pool at a hotel, and I just got some news I did not like very much. And I'm like, I'm going to lose my mind. So I just dipped under the water, screamed, popped my head back up. My wife was looking at me. She's like, I could hear you loud and clear. You just sounded like you were drowning, but yes, we could hear you. I'm like, my bad. I thought it muffled.
What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Susan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
I was in California at College Cove. It's a nude beach. Me and my husband walked all the way to the end so that we wouldn't have anyone around so we could smoke some pot.
All right.
And at the end, there was a bunch of rocks that went out into the water. So we figured there wasn't anybody going to come from that direction. And we started smoking, and I was laying there, and I had my eyes closed, and the sun disappeared. I got a shadow over me. And I opened my eyes, and it was a police officer who had come over the rocks, and he was wearing nothing but his gun, his hat, and his boots. And that was it.
Okay.
He said he patrols that beach every day, and he figured he'd get some sun while he was doing it. So...
Did he approach you about smoking weed, or did he just happen to show up there?
He just happened to show up right then. And he didn't say anything about the weed. He just gave us a salute and
I hope it was a thumbs up.
walked on down the beach.
So do you think that that's how he patrolled the beach on most days, or was that just what he was doing in that moment?
From the tan he had, I'd say he does it every day.
All right.
That's
That's
weird.
a wild look.
Could you imagine, like, you're getting arrested, and look, you broke the law, the cop's taking it down, but, like, the cop's naked. The cop's naked, but he's in charge. That's I couldn't
I
wrap
just
my
can't
head.
imagine wearing a belt like a
Yeah.
utility belt naked.
I know.
That's a weird tan line.
He was well endowed and
Yeah, of course.
quite good looking, actually.
Oh, really? All the memories are coming back
Exactly.
down.
Look at that gun.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
So weird.
I know, just the image of that. Like, hey, what are you kids doing here? Like, sir, you're naked. I can't take you seriously. Like, I know I'm under arrest. I know I've done wrong.
What are you doing
I
here?
can't take you seriously. This is weird.
I'm an officer of the law. Like, you're not wearing pants.
Yeah, no offense.
I'm an officer of the raw.
Yeah. I fought the raw and the raw one. Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
involves the military, actually. While in the Navy during the 80s, I had one of my duties was to wake people up for watches. And two guys that are memorable. One was a little round guy that had red hair, and he had red hair from the tip of his head all the way down to his toes. And he slept in the rock. And it was every single time I had to wake that guy up, I dreaded it because every time I woke him up, you open up a little curtain on the ship, and that's how, that's your privacy. And all I saw was his hairy red ass every single time. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got to wake this guy up. So I always dreaded it. Then there was a black guy who slept in the raw. And the memorable thing is that man had the shiniest butt I've ever seen on anybody. I mean, it glowed. And his habit was he would wake up, he had a bottom rack, he had a bottom bunk. He would wake up and he had his fishing rod in full extension, and he sat there and handled himself until he was done.
You'd wake him up and he'd go to town until he finished.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
That is a brother with confidence.
The man with a shiny butt.
Yeah.
Shiniest butt in the world, Powell. I'll never forget that man's name.
Damn.
In the Navy.
I think we got to say sleeping nude. Sleeping in the raw just sounds bad.
Well, he was in the military. Most people say in the buff.
Yeah.
Sleep naked, sleep military. I expect sleeping in the raw.
What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.
Pal, is that you? I recognize that butt anyway.
I recognize that shiny ass.
Apollo.
Hello, Christopher. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, positive Friday, gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Positive.
All right, so got my young son. He's about 12, 13 years old. He's got a friend. We're camping up on the Skagit River up in Rockport area, and I've got a little river sled in the middle of July, and I take the boys for a boat ride. So we're bombing down the river, kind of get to this little gravel bar that's on the corner of a river there. We come around the corner, and here are these two beautiful women out wearing absolutely nothing on the beach. They kind of sit up, cover themselves a little bit, but then wave. And of course, I wave and I'm smiling and I just keep going down. I look down at my son and his friend, and they are both locked-eyed straight forward.
Yeah, but they are.
Yeah.
Right. So we get down a little bit further, and I turn the boat off, and I said, "Did you boys see that?" And I wish you could have seen the smiles on their face. They just both turned to me, smiled, and didn't really say anything, but yes, we did, Dad.
Mm-hmm. That's probably one of the best experiences they'd had of their young lives.
They will remember that forever.
I still think he talks about that. Yeah, it was. What
so
a
are
great
you.
day and a great way to. Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Awesome. That is awesome.
I like that. I don't even really just the smile, like that says it all.
What have you done naked, or what have you seen someone else doing while naked? 206-803-ROCK.